So today in the shop, we're gonna get to some welding, finally. We're gonna weld some patches into the floor pan, and it should be a lot of fun. Probably be a little bit messy at first, but I'm hoping that as I go, I'll get better at it, and it'll get smoother and smoother.
Here. Kind of bends up the end when you get to the end because it just vibrates so much, but it does a pretty good straight cut, pretty clean down the middle. So I'm gonna measure this up, figure out how long it has to be, and I've got to shape it to fit inside there.
So I'm gonna try and cover this little bit right here. It's bent, I'm gonna have to cut it to the right size.
Usually takes a few passes on this just because you want to get it just right. So I take a little bit off. I'm going to go check it in the car again, see if I need to take any more off. Okay, I checked it, and it looks like I could take just a little bit more off of this edge, like maybe 2 millimeters.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. And you get a nice tight edge all the way around. Now I'm doing lap joints, so I'm not gonna cut out all the material. I'm just gonna patch on top of it. I just find that's a lot easier and a lot faster. So let's avoid making things more complicated than they need to be. Now I'll clean this all up and get it ready for welding.
Kind of worked all right.
Now I just gotta fill it all in. Okay, so I've tacked in a little bit of a patch over that little blow through. So, continuing with this quilt of a patch job. Okay, I'm gonna call that done. It's not pretty, but it's gonna do the job.
So continuing on with the long, arduous process of welding up this floor. A lot of little patches, a lot of big patches. It's messy, but I think it's going to be pretty strong. What I'm doing is cutting these complex shapes and then kind of hammering them into place after I tack weld them in. A lot of hammering, welding, go back to hammering some more, eventually getting the pieces kind of into shape. See, that's kind of working. Starting to get conformed to the shape of the original pan. I mean, it's not going to look smooth and like new or anything, but it'll be somewhat in the right shape. All right, so here's a bit of scrap metal that I just cleaned up. It actually came off of the scrap car. And now I need to start to get it to the right shape. Could do one like that and then another like that. That's actually a good idea, because I could probably do that double bend there not too badly. All right, let's see. I got this soapstone here, which will help me to mark out where I need to cut this. So I basically need to go about half of this. I do a bend that way and a bend that way. Might just work. Okay, that sound was the air compressor. Pretty noisy, but here we go. So the idea here is that I cut the sheet metal a little bit oversized. That way I just whittle it down till it fits. Better to be too big than too small. And this is looking pretty good. So that part's hitting, so I can take that corner off. And then I'll bend the other side down there. All right, still needed a little bit more, so with a little bending, a little more grinding, a little more shaping, I've gotten this. It's kind of fitting into place. Got the shape I'm happy with, the piece of metal. I will use the soapstone to outline it. And I'll get the wire wheel, remove all the primer around that edge, get it down to bare metal and get it ready to weld this piece in. I'm going to tack weld it in a couple of places so it's good and strong there, and then I'll use the hammer just to really meld it into shape. Thus is the process. All right, well, that was the day of welding. Came out pretty well. And now I'm ready to clean up my mess and get out of here. I think the floor pan is basically done now, which is amazing.